Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. In this tutorial, I will show you how I created this rhinestone template inside of Cricut Design Space using Rhinestone True Type Fonts. Come on y'all, let's get started. For this project, you will need rhinestone flock, you will need Hotfix Rhinestone transfer tape, you will need rhinestones, a brush, a wax pencil, and a t-shirt. I will leave a link to all of the items in the description of this video. The first thing you want to do is locate a Rhinestone True Type font you would like to use. For this project, I am going to be using a Rhinestone True Type font from Creative Fabrica. So on Creative Fabrica, I am going to search for a rhinestone font by typing in the search bar, rhinestone font. According to the search, there are 74 results found. So, but I only want the fonts. So on the left-hand side of the screen, I am going to select the fonts. I'm going to filter some more on fonts. So now there are 9 results found. So as you can see here, we have the 9 rhinestone fonts selected. So these are not rhinestone fonts. They are just fonts called rhinestones. So up here we have 6 rhinestone true type fonts here. So to complete this project, I am going to select the rhinestone, the RS04 Modern DIY rhinestone. So I'm going to select this font right here. Because I have the all access membership, the option to download is available for me. If you do not have the all access membership, you will need to go through the process to purchase the font on when you download it for use. To try the all access membership for 10 days, I'm going to leave a link in the description so that you can try it. Also, before you download and install new fonts on your computer, you want to make sure that your design software is closed. So you want to make sure that Cricut Design Space is closed before you download your rhinestone font. Okay, so I've already downloaded the font to my computer. But once you download the font to your computer, it's going to download to your download folder. And so you're going to open up your File Explorer, and then you're going to locate the font that you downloaded. Here, the font is going to come in as a zip folder. So you will need to unzip the file. After you unzip the file, you will then open the unzipped folder, and then you will select the True Type font file. You will select this, you will open it, and then once you open this file, you will click Install to install the font onto your computer. So now the font is ready to use in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to close out of here, and then I'm going to go to Cricut Design Space. And here in Cricut Design Space, I'm going to begin by typing the word QT. So to do this, I'm going to select the text tool on the left-hand menu bar. And in the highlighted section, I am going to type the word cutie. Next, I'm going to change my font to the Rhinestone True Type font that I downloaded to my computer. So making sure that the word is selected, I am going to go to the top menu, and under fonts, I'm going to select the drop down menu. And then I'm going to select system because I want the fonts that are installed on my computer. And in the search for the font name, I am going to type a portion of the word, the name of the font. And so I'm typing modern. Here you can see that there's the RS04 Rhinestone font modern. So I'm going to select the font. And then I am going to select the X on the top of the menu to exit out to the canvas. Now to figure out how to make your rhinestone font the right size to fit the rhinestones that you will use, you will need to reference the point size that was given when you downloaded the font. So I'm going to go back over to Create a Fabrica, scroll down a little, and then I am going to look at the description here. I'm going to scroll down here. So according to the instructions, the point size for SS10 rhinestone should be 241. That's the point size that your font size should be. So we're going to go back into Cricut Design Space where we're going to update the size of the rhinestone font. So I'm going back over to Cricut Design Space. Now back in Cricut Design Space, I'm going to select the word. So I'm going to make sure the word is selected. And on the top menu under font size, I'm going to change the font size to 241 and I'm going to hit enter. So this is the font size to get SS10 rhinestone holes that are 0.130 in width and 0.130 in height. This is the perfect size for stones to be brushed in easily. As you can see now, the text is larger, so it's 11.2 inches in width and 3 inches in height. However, Cricut Design Space does not maintain the recommended stone size based on the point size given by Create a Fabrica. Because of that, we need to check the stone size to make sure that each circle is 0.130. To check the stone size, the first thing I am going to do is weld the design. To weld the design, I am going to make sure that the word is selected. I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand corner under the Layers panel, and I'm going to select the drop-down menu for Combined, and then I'm going to select Weld. And as you can see on the Layers panel, the word cutie is now welded. Next, making sure again that the word is selected, I'm going to go back to the bottom menu under the Layers panel and I'm going to select Contour. Now, because there are so many circles, this may take a few minutes. But while we're on the contour screen, once all the circles come up, we're going to select hide all contours. So again, the Cricut Design Space is trying to process all of the circles. So this is going to take a few minutes. So on, like I said before, on the contour screen, we have the grayscale of the design here. And so what we want to do on this screen is we want to select hide all contours. And what this is going to do, it is going to hide all of the circles with the exception of one circle. Once we've hidden all the other circles, we are going to select the X to go back to the canvas. And on the canvas, we have the one circle. So as you can see, the one circle on the canvas is sized at 0.16 in width and 0.16 in height. But to create an SS10 rhinestone circle, I need the size to be 0.13 in width and 0.13 in height. So on the top menu, I am going to change the size. So making sure that my proportion is locked, I am going to change my width to 0.13 and I'm going to hit enter. And then with the proportions locked, the height also changed to 0.13. Now I have a circle that is sized to the correct size. And now I am going to select contour on the bottom right toolbar again. And again, Cricut Design Space is trying to process all of the circles, so this may take a while. Once the grayscale of the image appears again, I am going to select Show All Contours. And then I'm going to select the X to exit back to the screen. Now, it should be noted that when you change the size of the circle, it is going to affect the size of the entire design. So as you can see, now our design is 8.92 inches in width and 2.39 inches in height. You cannot change or resize this design because if you change it or resize it, you will then change the size of your hole. If you want a bigger design, you will need to choose a rhinestone font based on point size. So the smaller the point size, the smaller your word will be. So now I have a rhinestone design that I can cut and use SS10 rhinestones in. But I want to add a custom shape to my design. And because I want my design to read cutie pie. Instead of typing the word pie, I am going to add the mathematical symbol pi, P-I, to my design. So I found this image on Google and I've already uploaded it into Cricut Design Space. So now all I need to do is add it to the canvas. To add it to the canvas, I'm going to go to Upload on the left menu bar and I'm going to select the image that I want to use, and then I'm going to select Add to Canvas on the bottom right. The image is on the canvas, and so what I'm going to do is I am going to size the image down to my liking to fit under my design. And let me just go ahead and change the width up here to 5. That way it'll be the size that I need it. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that we can see. And I am going to size this to that, about that large. not that big. I don't want it that big. So let me unlock my proportions and try to size it a little better. Let me see, what's the total size of that? Let's make it a little smaller. Total size there. Okay, that's about, that's a little smaller because it's going on a small shirt, and I don't want the pie sign to be larger than the word cutie. So that's why I keep resizing it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna go with this right here. So now I have the image sized to my liking. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna select both my rhinestone font and my image, and I'm going to make sure that it is aligned center. So I'm going to go to align on the top menu bar, and I'm going to select center horizontally so that it will center my design, my image with my rhinestone design. Okay, so once I have everything the way that I want it to be, the next thing I want to do is create a rhinestone template of the image pie. So what I want to do is I want to add rhinestones to the outside of this symbol here to create a rhinestone template. To do this, I am going to go to the left toolbar and I'm going to select shapes. And on the shapes, I'm going to select the circle. Next, I am going to size this circle to fit a SS10 rhinestone. And so I am going to size this circle to 0.13 in width and 0.13 in height. So to do that, I'm going to go back up to my size and I'm going to type in 0.13 and I'm going to hit enter. And because my proportion is locked, the height changed to 0.13. I'm also going to change the color so that we can see the rhinestones on the template. So I'm going to change the color and I'm going to change the color to red so that we can better see the rhinestone circle. I'm going to zoom back in so that we can see the design more clear. And I want to add circles, add this circle around this image here. So to add circles around the image, I need to duplicate the circle multiple times to fill in the outline of this shape. So you can duplicate the circle by selecting the circle, and on the layers panel, on the right hand side, on the layers panel, select duplicate. And what it will do is it will create another circle, and you would just get your circle and place it where you want it to be, right? You can also duplicate the circle by selecting the circle, and while holding down the Alt key, you are going to drag a new circle over. And so you would just keep dragging your circles, creating more circles by selecting the circle, holding down your Alt key, and just place a circle, placing the circle and dragging the circle, the new circle out. And so you just want to do that. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. So you select your circle, hold down your shift key, and you see there's a little plus sign that appears next to the pointer. when you see the plus sign, it just adds a circle and you just drag it out. Just keep dragging all the circles all the way around your image. And you just place them where you want them. Now, once I'm finished outlining the shape, I am going to delete the image. So I'm going to select the image and I am going to delete the image. And then I have my symbol. So now I have my symbol. Let me see if I can straighten out some of my little circles here. Get them lined up. Okay, so that's cool. And so now what I want to do is I want all of my design to cut out as one. And so right now I have 2 different colors, which means that my Cricut is going to cut it on 2 different mats. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to select all of the red circles and I am going to weld them. And I'm going to go to the bottom of the layers panel. I'm going to select combine and then I'm going to select weld. And so that becomes one layer. The next thing I am going to do is I am going to select that layer and I'm going to select all of the layers and I'm going to change the color of this layer to one color. So I'm going to change everything to black so that this will give me one mat. But what this will do now is if I was to hit make it, this would cut, it wouldn't cut just like this. So it wouldn't be a line like this. So the next thing I need to do is I still need to select the entire design. And on the bottom of the layers panel, I'm going to select attach because I want my design to cut just like this. So now I have my design the way that I want it. And the next thing I can do is I am going to go to make it. So here on this screen, we have one mat with the design. Because the design will be picked up with transfer tape, there's nothing for me to do on this screen. And so I am going to select continue. So here on the material screen, you will select the material the design will be cut out with. So I am going to be cutting rhinestone flock. So I created a rhinestone flock material setting with a pressure of 345, and I have one pass and I am using a fine point blade. To create your own custom setting, check out my video on how to create a custom material setting. I will leave a link to that video in the description of this video. So now I am going to cut out the template, brush in my rhinestones, and get the design on the transfer tape. I will come back and press the design onto the shirt. Okay, so here I am at the heat press, and I've already lint rolled and pre-pressed my shirt to remove moisture and to get some wrinkles out of the shirt. And so I am going to place my design on the shirt. Hold on, I got tangled up here. Gently. Okay. So I'm going to place my design on the shirt, and I'm going to place it about 2.5 inches down from the collar. And I am going to center the design. And I guess that could be about centered. Yeah, maybe. So we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, I think that's about centered and everything is straight. And so I am going to press the design at 350 degrees for 12 seconds. Okay, so I think that turned out nice. I like that design. What do you guys think? You like it? I think it came out really cute. And I used crystal AB stones for this design. Yeah, that's cute. What you guys think? All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.